What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Ripple, go over some of the data points, latest catalysts, and where I see things going from here. Before we get into any of that, make sure you hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Ripple is up 12.44%, 5.13 billion for volume over the last 24 hours. So the volume at least is moving in the right direction, but even when it did have lower volume over the last week for the most part, it was holding some very solid support levels. So I want to go over kind of what the technicals are and everything else that you need to know. But as of right now, fear and greed index is under the extreme greed category, meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table. This is why you're seeing a lot of buying coming from crypto. So one thing to note though, Ripple has successfully made it back to the third spot based on market cap, and there is a lot of projections that in the first half of 2025 is going to be spot number 2. So that would be a very impressive run. But there's a lot of big things coming for it in the foreseeable future. Of course, a lawsuit in roughly around a month and a half, give or take. So that could once again add a huge amount of buying pressure. But as of today, in fact, there is a new catalyst, and that is this. So they are launching a stablecoin. So what does that mean? That means that it increases the utility. People can build on the ecosystem similar to Ethereum, Solana, and that just adds a good amount of additional volume, eyes on it. And so in reality, I think this is probably one of the smartest things that it can ever do right now. And once again, typically any stock, crypto, or whatever, whenever you're getting a kind of an additional increase in capital coming in, this is where you generally see prices move higher. So when it comes down to Ripple, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. And I've been saying ever since around $1.18 that Ripple has been a screaming buying opportunity. I've been posting this on my Patreon, just searching for XRP ever since November the 21st. And then ever since even I posted yesterday saying that this catalyst right here about it being a stable coin was going to kind of cause it to go higher. And that was even at like, what was it, $2.40 something cents. So in reality, I think the writing is on the wall that this is going to continue to appreciate. Even looking at the liquidations, you are starting to see more and more shorts kind of closing out the positions. And I think that's definitely a good sign. But as of late, you did have 10.97 million in shorts. That was on the 16th, kind of closing out the positions. Day prior, 7.91. And so what makes this different from previous runs is longs. So in the past, you can kind of see very much in the green, the fact that longs kind of killed a lot of the momentum, even though it went up a lot. So just generally going over here, over the last 1 month, it is up 166%. Over the last 6 months, up 425%. So it's definitely gone on a good run, but it could have gone up higher if longs weren't closing out the positions, taking profits. But this time around, I think people are learning, saying, hey, this might actually be something of like a substantial increase. I'm going to hold. And so that's kind of the biggest difference like this time around versus the past. So that does mean, based on at least a technical standpoint, you might be able to hit these targets sooner. So right now with that $2.65 trading between this R2 and this R1, so 275 and then 302 are going to be the next strong kind of resistance points. In my opinion, I do feel roughly that $3 range is going to be hit prior to even this upcoming weekend. And then from there, you'll be able to kind of move higher. But that's why I posted on my Patreon. So definitely pop over there. I have a link to this in the description below where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, almost 2 every single day. And many of them have already doubled, tripled, and those are stocks, not even factoring in crypto or anything like that. So as far as support and resistance points, just kind of take note of that. This R1, it didn't really last all that long. So this 258, so again, something to keep in mind, but 231 and then 204, those are diamond support levels. So as of right now, looking on the actual chart itself, I'm looking at the 1 day. I have the ALMA Super Trend 50 100-day moving average, as well as, of course, volume, something to kind of analyze. But as of this, everything looks very, very good. So it was able to kind of fully break off of that ALMA, already above the key pivotal moving averages that I generally like to look at, and above the super trend. So it did have some like minor consolidation here, but I think overall fairly good bullish chart right now. And of course, I always like to look at the 4 hour, 1 hour, everything feeds into one another. So looking at the 4 hour, this is where you did see some consolidation right here, but still generally, this is in breakout mode. And even looks like on yesterday or on the 16th, give or take, you had it kind of showing that it wanted to really break down, but luckily enough, it did bounce off that 100-day moving average. Even just zooming out, that 100-day moving average is a very key make it or break it point for Ripple. So definitely something to kind of keep mental note of on a side note. But overall, even looking at the 4 hour, everything looks good. 1 hour similarly looks very, very good. So in my opinion, you are most likely, like I said, going to be hitting these kind of $3 range into this upcoming weekend. There's a lot of big data points coming out that could really hype up the crypto market, and that is 25 basis point cut. So that would increase consumers' buying power. And of course, at the same time, if consumers have more money, they're going to be kind of gravitating towards doubling that money, investing. And as of right now, especially with this, the fear and greed index under the extreme greed category, that shows people are just going to be throwing their money, like most likely over the next little bit, into crypto. And dependent on what Powell says afterwards, if he kind of hints at more cuts, then yeah, you could see this go up very, very fast. So definitely this is one of those coins that you need to buy and hold. I think a lot of people have some crazy price predictions like $100 and whatever else, but even realistically, assuming the lawsuit and everything goes according to plan, if there is a ETF as well of this generated in 2025, then yeah, you could easily see this get to probably the number 2 spot in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Do you currently own it? Are you selling it? Are you shorting it? What are you doing behind the scenes? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And like I said, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals, stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so definitely pop over and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.